going on, guys? Liam here, and today we're going over my predictions for round 4 of the 2023 NRL season. I'm actually super pumped for this round. There's probably 6 games here I'm really excited about, and I hope to God you didn't follow my head-to-head tips last week because they were putrid. I think we only got 4, which is terrible for me. And I was really lucky though. We had a pretty good run on our anytime try scorers, and Sportsbet account filled up pretty well. We made a bit there, so we're pretty damn happy about that. Especially Manly Parramatta game, we hit everything there, so that was really good. So every week, guys, Team List Tuesdays, we do the preview and my tips in this video, which is Wednesday. And then Sunday I'll do a recap as well to see how we went and everything like that. Do apologise, we didn't actually do a recap last week. I started recording the video and my microphone wasn't working, so I had to scrap the video. But it'll be back, guys. Don't stress. All right, let's go over these games quickly, and then we'll go into each game individually and go through my picks on each one. And Parramatta, Penrith. See if Cleary's patched the old windscreen, and I don't know, man. That's Parramatta flailing right now, and things aren't looking good. One thing I do is definitely in their favour is they are very desperate, and it is at CommBank. So 2 sort of positives there for Parramatta, and they get Madison back. Storm Tigers, damn, 13th versus 17th, who would have thought? But Storm get Munster back, obviously. We'll go into that stuff a bit further in. Battle of Brisbane, somebody's always got to go, both undefeated. This is crazy, guys. I absolutely cannot wait for this one. And that's on Friday night. That's going to be, is this a Dolphins home game? That's uncool, okay. Then we got Cowboys Titans, look at that. Cowboys 15th, Titans 6th, damn. And then we have Bunnies Seagulls. This for me, just quietly, I think that's value. Bunnies have a lot of players out, and we'll go over that. And I think Seagulls could get this for sure. Like, I think this is I think that's a real good price. I'd have this about $1.80, $2 or something like that. Yeah. I'm probably going to put something on that. Warriors Doggies in New Zealand. This is a really good test for the Doggies. See how they travel. And then we got this game here. We got Knights Raiders. This is a bit of a meh game, but at the same time, we've got to see how these guys are traveling. This is a bit of a yardstick game for me, especially for the Raiders. Looked pretty damn average. I had them in the top 8 this year just due to I don't mind their team. It's pretty solid, and they've got a very easy draw as well. So this is a yardstick game. If they lose this against an understrength Knights, they're in trouble. And then we have St George Sharks and Nico Hines back there. So I think that's not bad value either, to be honest. I think the Sharkies have just missed Hines just that little bit. So let's go into each game and go through all the head-to-head stats and everything like that. Now, I think Parramatta can genuinely win this game. I really do. They've beaten Penrith in the past, and quite often, more often than any other team anyway. And obviously they got pumped in the grand final last year. But yeah, this isn't. I don't think this is going to be an absolute walk in the park for Penrith. I think Penrith's fundamentals have been absolutely fine. I just feel like their offense has lacked a little bit of polish, and that's why they haven't been blowing teams out or anything like that. And Cleary's kicking game's been a bit average too. Average to his high standards. One thing that cracked me up going over these stats just before was everyone was saying, Penrith have fallen off. If you actually look at the last 5 games of NRL they played, win, loss, win. I don't know if that's a form guide of a team that's fallen off personally. And we'll have to wait and see. But I don't think Penrith have fallen off at all. All right, current season now. These stats are starting to get good as we're getting a little bit more of a sample size and stuff like that. So obviously these stats were sort of pretty useless the first couple of weeks, but these stats will start to give us a better idea of how teams are travelling. If you look at Parramatta, they've actually scored 68 points and Penrith have only scored 28. I know they've only played 2 games, but scoring's been fine for Parramatta. It's been letting in 80 to Panthers 23. Again, they've played 1 extra game, but yeah, that's still a massive discrepancy. But again, that's what I haven't been super worried about Parramatta because, I mean, look, they're only minus 12 after losing 3 games. That's not horrendous. Obviously, they're going to have to get this completion rate up. They usually complete really high, especially for a team that offloads a lot. But, definitely going to have to get that up closer to 80. And to be honest, they're going to have to be close to perfect to beat Penrith here. And I genuinely think they can win, but this is going to have to be up here. It's going to have to be a 90, 88, 89% completion rate because Penrith don't make many mistakes. As you can see, even though they've only, squeaked in a little bit, they've only conceded 23 points in 2 games, which is just fine. Attack efficiency is great from both. Parramatta, Penrith just win the ruck so often, so this will be very important as well. And wins at this venue, obviously Parramatta have a very good win rate here, so we'll have to wait and see here. But yeah, this is a must win for Parramatta. They have to get this win, so they're going to be very, very desperate. And I think we'll know probably within 10 minutes whether Parramatta's going to win this game. I think if they come out and do what they've done against teams in the past and just really put points on early, they can be very hard to stop, sort of thing. So we'll have to wait and see. But I'm tipping Panthers here. All right, Storm West Tigers. Yeah, this is Munster's back. If we just go through the team list, Jerome Hughes has been named, but he got that 1-game suspension, and we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, this is not looking good for the Tigers. They've been pretty damn average, and they got a couple players back as well. I'll do a full team list video on my on Tuesdays, guys, if you want to check out who's in and out. But look, it's been hidings from Melbourne to Tigers, and lost. But look at that, Storm's form god ain't great, man. Like that ain't great. Like that's 1 game out of the last 5. I know that's split up over 2 seasons. That still ain't great, man. Still ain't great. All right, so completion rate for Melbourne, 75%. That's very low for them. Like they're normally up in the 80s for sure. It's what they pride themselves on and stuff like that. And Tigers is just awful. Like you're only completing just over half your sets. That's not great. But again, plenty of points conceded. Like losing record sort of thing. But yeah, I think this is where they'll kill them. They should win through the ruck and just be able to slice them up through the middle, sort of thing. So, and great, yeah, wins at this venue, 73%. I can't go past the Storm here. I think they get this done and get it done well, especially with Munster back. Battle of Brisbane. Somebody's always got to go. Both undefeated. Dolphins a surprise package. Much to my surprise, I did not think they're going to be this good. However, I really do believe we saw the real Dolphins last week, and they won. Not at the end of the day, you win a game. You don't want to be negative about it, but that was a very understrength Knights team, and I know they scored a couple late to sort of make the score look a little more handy than it was, but Knights were well in that game with a B-grade team, a pretty average team that had lost their best players, and they were in an arm wrestle there for a long time, and that Dolphins completed so high. If they just, that could have easily swung the other way, in my personal opinion. I thought Knights are well and truly in that game, and Broncos, I said it on my TikTok, I think they've been the best team over the past 3 games. I think they're the most balanced team. I think Reynolds' kicking game has just gone to another level. Like, I just think his kicking game's been absolutely incredible. Like, I actually think he has the best kicking game right now. Just he's always had the best short kicking game, but he's added this sick bomb. He's always been good at kicking to corners, knowing when to kick early. His kicking game is just, it's good, man. It's really good. I've never been like a huge Reynolds fan. I always respected him, always thought he was real good, but I never put him on Cleary's level, or you know what I mean, some of these top halves levels. But Jesus Christ, man. And forward pack's moving well, coaching's better. The younger guys are really coming to their own. Flegler's looking great. Payne Haas is getting less minutes, which means he's more impactful. Really, really loving what the Broncos are doing. Look at this, 100%, 3 from 3. Look at this. So Broncos obviously had a couple of losses at the end of last year, but both flawless this year. That's going to end. But look at that, 80% completion rate for a new team. And that's just incredible. I mean, their completion rate's better than the Brisbane Broncos, which have had, 3 years of this team. Reynolds has only been there for 2, but it's pretty... Like, when you're matching one of the best teams in the league in these stats, it's pretty damn impressive. This is a little bit of a worry. That is a slow-ish play the ball speed. Like I said, I think some of the big, fast teams, your Panthers, your Broncos and stuff like that, will punish this. This is a little slow. And if, just older players, that's what you sacrifice. Sometimes when you got this, when you got the tackle, it's just, you can't be perfect at everything, but that is a slowish average play the ball speed. So I think Broncos, especially with Payne Haas and Flegler and about to say Cotter, Carrigan punching through the middle there, I think they might be able to open them up. So I'll be looking at some anytime try scorers, maybe Reece Walsh up the middle and stuff like that with some offloads. But yeah, man, it's going to be good. But I'm tipping the Broncos here to win this one and win well. I think they'll win 13+. But I don't think it's going to be like a hiding 13+. I think it'll be similar to the Dragons-Broncos game last week, where it was pretty close to about the 65th minute, and then Broncos really took over. Payne Haas came back in, and they just were just waiting and just hit another gear, and I think that might happen here. A little bit too much firepower from the Broncos. Cowboys-Titans. Ruben Cotter is out, guys. If we just have a look at the team list, just make sure he is definitely out. Yeah, so Griffin Neem has come in, but it's still a very, very good team. Jason Tomalolo's coming to the bench. Good to see him get a run. So yeah, that's here we go. Ruben Cotter out. James Taumo in, but I was actually really impressed with this kid. I think he was very good. But yeah, it's hard to go past the Cowboys here. However, I did a video on them on my TikTok, and I did feel like Cowboys don't feel like the same team as last year, and I can't put my finger on what it is. Scotty Drinkwater's obviously a loss, but I don't know. I just don't feel that same, like, last year you would have just tipped the Cowboys without any thought. This time I had to go, but I'm still tipping the Cowboys here. But you know what I mean? Last year, Titans versus Cowboys, especially from about halfway through the season, you wouldn't even think, you'd just tip the Cowboys. So head to head since '98, Cowboys won, couple hidings. Titans have been good though. I mean, geez, it's not bad. Yeah, they were, I forgot they won their last 3 games at the end of last year. I guess it was Knights, Warriors, Tigers, but Storm, solid win there. Wins at this venue currently. Wins this season, sorry. Current season, so 33%, 67%. Damn, points scored, 47 points conceded. That's alarming. See, we went through Parramatta's one earlier, and obviously they conceded 80 points, but they'd also scored 60 something. That's a big discrepancy. That's a bad for and against, especially when you've won a game. That's not good. That's not good at all. I think their first win was by 1 point. So yeah, that's a bit alarming to me. Completion rate's solid, and that's where I think they'll get them. I think they'll just be a more mature team, and play the ball speeds are pretty average. Average points scored 15, 26. Average points conceded, 24 to 25. The Titans are going to have to fix that up. People are saying they're going to make the 8. They're not going to make the 8 with points scored versus points conceded being average with 2 wins. That's got to change. And then wins at this venue, 49%, which is pretty damn good, to 25%. So yeah, I'm tipping the Cowboys here to win this one. This is a cracker. I absolutely cannot wait for this game. I think this is a real good yardstick game especially for Manly. Like I said, I think they've been really good. Schuster played amazing last week. I said I don't like him at 6. I do think he's more of a running 13. Or even just an edge, just anything but 6. But he played awesome. But Cooper Cronk said a really good thing. I don't normally watch 360 in that, but I do love Cooper Cronk's analysis. He is genuinely very smart rugby league brain, unlike me. He said, yeah, cool. Like, I love because he doesn't, like, he won't give someone their cookies just for showing up. You know what I mean? Like, once. He said, yeah, no, great, Schuster did that, but maybe next week those no-look passes go to ground. Maybe next week that chip kick that should have been cleaned up by a good fullback gets taken out, and it's a 20-metre red start with 7 tackles instead of a try. We've seen this stuff from Schuster before. Can he do it week in, week out? And I personally don't think he can. However, I would hope he can. But I like him at 13. Jake Tavojevic at prop, and then I'd love Cooper Johns in at 6. But what do I know? But that's the only concern I have with Schuster. Like all these people saying, still think Schuster's shit. I've never thought he was. I just don't. Like, I've just seen so many games where those sweet, silky, no-look passes go to ground. I've seen that so many times where his kicking game is way off. And he's going to have a blinder here and there because he is so talented. And the other thing is, too, I'm so happy to be wrong. If he kills it at 6 for the rest of his career, I'll happily take my medicine and say I was wrong. But we'll have to wait and see. But, yeah, I actually really like Manly at this price. Been a big Bunnies fan. I've been high on them. Since the off season, I really like them re-recruiting all their current players rather than trying to go out and buy players. But yeah, that price just keeps luring me in, especially with team lists with these outs. I mean, Hame Sele, Shaq's out, and Tavita Totola. They were real soft in the middle. Not last week, the week before, without Totola, and now they've got Shaq out as well, which is like his backup. They could get pumped through the middle, and then Turbo coming up through the middle. This honestly, I think this could be a 13+ Sea Eagles win. I'm not saying it's going to be that, but I could sort of see that happening, sort of thing. If you know what I mean? Because if they're soft in the middle and their defense is soft, right, and then Manly just roll through them, and then just put that kick up where they can put pressure, and as soon as Latrell catches the ball, boom, they put him on the ground. He's not one to go back and take another big hit up and get the set rolling. He really does hold. That's not his game. Their back three don't really help them out of the, I was about to say backcourt. I was thinking about basketball. I've been watching basketball all day. They don't really help them out of their inside their own 20. Like Penrith's back three will come in, roll through. So will Sharks. Parramatta's come through and roll through. Mika Sivo comes in and takes these huge hits. They don't really do that. So I do think that Manly could really get on top of them and just restrict what Latrell can do, sort of thing. So let's have a look. Wins this season, 2 from 2, so technically undefeated as well. A couple wins. Rabbitohs, couple losses. 2 high-quality teams, though. But, yeah, Bunnies haven't looked as good. And they haven't been getting the criticism of a Parramatta or, Sharks or anything like, or Cowboys. But at the end of the day, man, they've lost a couple games. I actually thought Panthers won this a lot more handily than the score suggested. And the Roosters won. I mean, it was close, but for about 60 minutes of that game, I did think Roosters have the better of them. So I actually think, I'm actually going to tip the Sea Eagles here, just because I think everyone's going to tip the Bunnies. So I'm going to go out on a whim here and try and make some ground up on what I lost last week. Wins this season, 2 from 2. Points scored, 65. That's nice. It's pretty much scored double the amount of points that they've conceded. And as you can see here, pretty even there. Completion rate, this is way down. That was actually a horrible game from both teams, from Bunnies and from the Rabbitohs. They were both pretty average with the ball in their hand. And completion rate from Manly, not incredible, but it's a little bit more respectable than this. Tackle efficiency, they're going to have to tidy that up just a little, especially when you've got guys like Latrell and Walker and stuff like that. Average points scored, 32. Average points conceded, 18. It's that is a little high, but it's still very early. And then 18 and 18 here. But look at that. Yeah, see, this play the ball speed is quick, man. I'm thinking that I reckon an upset here. I reckon the Sea Eagles going to get this one. Wins at this venue, very good from the Bunnies, not so good from the Sea Eagles, and total overall wins 44 and 50%. So, yeah, I'm tipping an upset here, guys. I'm going to go the Sea Eagles. Warriors Doggies. This is an interesting one. I actually have been so impressed with the Warriors, I didn't have them to make the 8. I didn't think they were going to make the 8. However, what I did say, I said I think they're going to win a lot more games than they did last year. And the one reason, they're going to be at home more. So doggies have to go over to New Zealand, play in New Zealand. So home, you always play a little better when you got home cooking. You know what I'm saying? So, but I've just loved what they've done. Like, I actually think they've recruited some of the best sort of thing like this year. Like, man, Montoya's pretty much my new favourite winger. I love this dude. Manu Vatuvei 2.0. Tamari Martin's actually been pretty good at 6. I'm not minding what he's doing. Sean Johnson needs to step up his game. He's been okay, but just not Sean Johnson. He's just been just okay. You know what I mean? If Warriors want to do really well, he has to find another gear because he's been average, and we all know he's better than average. But I just want to give this guy here a huge rap. Neokora. Like, I've always been a huge fan of his, and I think everyone knew how good he was, but I think Parramatta wasted him. Like, Parramatta just used him as a Mr. Fix-It. Oh, we have a prop out, you can play prop. Oh, we've got a centre out, you can play centre. Oh, we've got a lock out, you can play lock. Oh, we've got a second row, an edge, second row spot available, you can jump in there. I always felt like if you put him in the second row and this guy said tackle hard, run hard lines, he's going to be a problem, and he has been a problem. He's really good. I really, really like him. I love Dylan Walker coming off the bench. I love Tavanga coming off the bench as well. Like, this is a pretty damn good team, and I'm tipping the Warriors to win this one. I'm not sold on the doggies yet. Loved what they did against Melbourne, but that was a B-grade Melbourne team. That was very average. And last week the Tigers really opened them up through the middle. And if they're soft in the middle, and you got this 4-pack here, you got Fanua Blake running through you. Good luck. I actually really loving what Tohu Harris has been doing as well. So yeah, I'm going to tip the Warriors here. Go the Wars. Go the Wars. All right. Now, this is a bit of a dud game, but it is a yardstick game for me. I think the Raiders should win, and I will be tipping them, but I'm not sold on them. Hey, I don't know, man. I love Jack Whiten. He's probably a top 5 favourite player of mine, but I just don't like him at 6. And I know, to me, your halves need to be real game managers, and I just thought he managed last game. I know they won, but he managed that game so poorly. The game before that, they lost it because of his poor game management. I almost feel Jack Whiten shouldn't have a number on his back, and he shouldn't have a position. And he just goes out there and does whatever it takes to win the game. Like, just whether it's running on an edge, running through the middle, just ball playing out. I don't know. But I just don't like him as the primary decision maker. It's just the way I feel, man. I just go watch that Dolphins game where they played the Dolphins. They had all the field position. They had better completion, everything. They had better field position, better completion rates. They had more attacking ball. And he just bombed it and bombed it and bombed it and bombed it. And it was just not good enough. I know people are going to say, oh, he won a Dally M at 6. I know he did. That was a pretty weak year for the Dally M. And if you tell me he was better than Nathan Cleary that year, I'll probably fall off my seat. But yeah, so it should be really interesting. Both only one win. Raiders aren't great away from home. Points scored, points conceded, pretty even. Points scored, points conceded, not too great there. And completion rates both around the same. Tackle efficiency around the same. They're both pretty similar. Obviously, Knights much better winning percentage at their home ground than the Raiders, but yeah, I'm not. The Knights are bad. They're not good. It's hard to watch. It's a bit hard on the eyes. Pardon me. All right, so yeah, I'll go Raiders to win this one in a close one. All right, now we come. Dragons, Sharkies. We have the return of the GOAT, Nicho Hynes. I actually really want to give what's the guy's name that replaced him? What was his name? Trindle? Yeah, Trindle. He is so good, man. He is the best reserve halfback in the game by a mile, and I know he's contracted to 2025, but some team needs to break that and get him, because he is better than, I reckon, at least 6 other halfbacks in the game, like full-time halfbacks. He's absolutely amazing. But yeah, this is obviously such a huge in. I really do feel like with his touch and stuff like that, they'd be looking a lot better. So this is going to be another real good yardstick game for both teams. I think most people had Sharkies down the bottom of the ladder at the end of the year. They have, what they've won one? They've only played 2. They had to bye first week. So they're 1 from 2. It's not horrendous. And I thought they looked okay against the Broncos. But Ben Hunt sucked. He was so bad. All the comments in my thing when I tipped the Broncos to win that game were, Ben Hunt will never lose to the Broncos. Ben Hunt won't let this happen. Ben Hunt sucked, bro. And I've been saying this for a long time. He is brilliant sometimes, but he is bad sometimes. I watched every Dragons game last year, and he probably played 12, 13 real good games, and he had about 8 or 9 terrible games. And I know he stood up in Origin and killed it. I know he's played good for Australia, but he can be a bit rocks or diamonds sometimes. And but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Damn. Broncos. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they went on a little win streak at the end of it last year. I was just thinking, I forgot we're only 3 rounds in. I'm like, what? What? But yeah, Sharkies obviously faded towards the end of last year. They got the dub against last week against Eels, and now they have beat the Raiders, not convincingly. But yeah, Trindle was a little average at the start of the game, and then he came good at the end. But Nicho Hynes just doesn't seem to have a bad game. He's just on all the time. He's a freak, absolute freak. But yeah, Sharkies forward pack I've been very impressed with. Very quick play the balls, completion rate. Just need to get that up a little bit, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But wins at this venue, 59%, pretty good. But Sharkies get a few wins there. It's not too bad at all. Total wins overall 48 each, so not too bad, guys. This is I'm going to tip the Sharkies here. I do think they will get the bickies here with Hynes. I think he'll steer the ship around just a little bit better than Trindle did, and yeah, I think he's going to be primed and ready to go. And they obviously gave Nicho a lot of time to get right for it, and yeah, it's good. You've got to be real careful with calves. So, but yeah, I'm really excited to see how Sharkies go this year. I think it's going to be real good. So how'd we go? We're going Penrith, Storm, Broncos, Cowboys, Sea Eagles, Wars, Raiders, Sharkies, and I'll also tip the Roosters to get the win there against the Boys. But yeah, but that's it, guys. That's my tips for the week. If you got anything for me, drop them in the comments. If you got any anytime try scorers, if you got any tips for me, if you got any hot news, drop it in the comments. I'll always love it. And make sure you subscribe, like, and all that sort of stuff. Closing in on 1,000 subs, guys. I want to get there before State of Origin, man. That's my goal. Set my goal. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.